Welcome to Ace's Top 10 Takeaways, and today I'm here to talk to you about the 10 takeaways of planning. I've been planning my whole life. It all started in high school when I used to throw parties. I used to plan for those parties. And they used to make pretty good income, and they were big parties. All throughout college, I kept doing parties. Now I plan my days, and I plan my weeks, and I plan my months, and I plan out my years, and I do a lot of planning for my goals. And I even just planned my wedding. A lot of folks told me that I'm very good at planning, and I help a lot of folks plan out their days, and I help a lot of people plan out their parties. And I actually got a company now that helps with party planning or event planning or even life planning. So today I'm here to talk to you about the 10 takeaways of planning from start to finish. The goal is by the time you finish this video, you have a pretty good idea of exactly what to do, and you want to plan your next event, plan your next day, or plan anything in your life. So be in a peaceful, quiet area and get ready for your planning to transform. Takeaway number 1. Always plan out the end vision. When you want to plan something in your life, or if you want to plan out your day, the first step before you do anything is to close your eyes and just ask yourself, if things were to go perfect in a perfect world, how would this event I'm planning churn out? How would my day churn out? How would my week churn out? And how would the month churn out? So close your eyes and start visioning that. If you could pick your own future, for either the event you're planning or the day you're planning or your week you're planning or even your goals, how would they play out in a perfect world? Think about that. Write that down. Get it down in bullet points, and then you're going to go off that. So takeaway number 1 is close your eyes and picture the perfect future for yourself and exactly how you want things to churn out, and write those things down, and we're going to go off that. Takeaway number 1. Takeaway number 2. So after you thought about your perfect future and how you want things to churn out, make an agenda. Write down everything from start to finish that it's going to take to make this event or to make this day or to make this plan work. And once you write down everything from start to finish, you can start numbering them in order for which things are, prioritized the most important that you have to get done right away, and which things can be done in the back end. For example, if I'm planning out my day, I'm going to write down everything in that day that makes me successful. And after I write down everything in that day that makes me successful, I'm going to write down everything else I have to do as far as side tasks and anything else, any appointments, meetings. And once I write down everything, I could read it all over again and go through that plan and use it throughout the day to give me my map to be successful for that day or that week or that month. That's for planning out your day or your week or your month. Now for planning out an event, that's another animal to tackle, right? For planning out an event, you want to go ahead and write down, number 1, who your crowd's going to be. Number 2, every single vendor that you need. Do you need music? Do you need food? Do you need advertisement? Do you need a DJ? Do you need a singer? Whatever you need, write down every single vendor. Number 3, your marketing, your budget, what you're going to spend, who's going to help you manage, who you have to hire. Everything for that event, you write it down, then you number it in order. And then at the end, you make a budget and you make sure that everything is in your budget. And that's takeaway number 2. So make an agenda. After you picture your perfect future and exactly how you want things to be, make an agenda for it. Takeaway number 2. Takeaway number 3, make a vendor list or a hot list. If you're planning an event, write down every single vendor that you're going to need for this event. Again, like we talked about in the last takeaway, it could be somebody for food, somebody for music, somebody for security, somebody for lighting, somebody for music, somebody for entertainment, somebody for advertising, somebody for marketing. Write down every single vendor that you'll need, and once you do that, use the resources. Go on your phone and go to Google and search the top 3 singers in your area. Search the top 3 catering companies in your area. And search the top 3 for every single vendor that you need. And after you do that, you could shop through them and find the best deals. Now, as far as planning out your day or your life, I call that making a hot list. Out of all the things you have to do in your day, what are some resources or some people that you could pass the ownership to that could help you kind of outsource these things and make your life easier by passing some of these things on to somebody else that could help with them so you could focus on the more important things. So again, takeaway number 3 is either make a vendor list if you're planning an event, and if you're planning out your day, make a hot list of some folks that could help you out and take ownership on some of the things you're doing so you could focus on more of the big important things that you need to get done. Takeaway number 3. Takeaway number 4, shopping and choosing. So if you're planning an event, you just wrote down 3 of the top people for each vendor item that you need. You got 3 singers, 3 catering companies, right? Now you got to do the hard work. You have to call them. And you have to tell them that you've been connected to them and that you're shopping and looking for the best deal and you're going to do future business with them. All that good sales stuff, which you can watch my top 10 takeaways of sales if you want to know how to do that. But what we're talking about here is shopping through them and finding the best deal. You're going to find the best deal for each one. You're going to narrow it down and finalize that list. Now, if you're planning out your day, we talked about, finding resources or other people or things that could, outsource some of the things that you have to do and take ownership on them. So same exact thing with that. You want to shop or you want to choose through the best thing to do. For example, if you have a work presentation and you got to put together a PowerPoint, maybe you have somebody on your team that could help, or maybe you have a work assistant that could help, or maybe you have somebody that you could pay that could help you. Maybe you could go through those 3 resources and see who's going to do it the best, give you the best bang for your buck, and you could outsource that out of your day. So takeaway number 4, shopping and choosing. Make sure you choose the best picks, best prices, and the best quality for all your choices, whether it's an event or it's in your day. Takeaway number 4. Takeaway number 5, budget out all the costs or plan for the worst throughout your day. When you budget out all the costs, you want to put the worst case scenarios and the best case scenario. And you want to go off the worst case scenario, especially for event planning. You want to make sure that you're going to make your money back and plan for all the unforeseeable things that could happen as well. So for example, if I'm throwing a holiday party, I'm going to budget everything, my time, the flyer costs, the advertisement costs, the phone bill that I'm going to use to call people, the security, the music, the food, everything. But on top of that, I'm also going to budget for a broken lamp, maybe a smashed door. Whatever it is, I'm going to plan for the worst just in case something does happen at this party that I'm throwing. I already took that into account that I got a little security cushion just in case these kind of things happen. So always plan out for the worst when you plan these events so that way you make sure you break even and make your profit. Same exact thing with your day. You're going to plan out a beautiful day. You're going to outsource a couple of things. You're going to say, I'm going to come into this day and wreck it, right? But you might come into the day and get hit with something completely off guard. If you're a team leader, somebody on your team might tell you that they have to talk to you about something important in their life. That might throw you off guard and take you off the floor for an hour. If you're a team member or an employee, you might come into work and something happens in your personal life that throws you off too. So take those things into consideration and always have a gap of time ready just in case you got to move things around. And plan out for the worst. So the bottom line is plan out for the worst, whether it's an event or it's your day, and always leave some cushion or wiggle room. That way when something does happen, you're already prepared for it. Takeaway number 6, pick your crowd. So if you're throwing an event, it's very important that you pick the crowd that you want. Do you want to attract a group of elderly folks? Do you want to attract a group of college folks? Do you want to attract a group of married folks? Do you want to attract a group of single folks? Because once you got that crowd locked in and you go back to that vision you had in the first takeaway, you're going to know exactly who you want to see there and who's going to make your party the best, who's going to keep coming back. So make sure that you know who your crowd is and that's who you're marketing and advertising to. Now to tie it back into planning your day, make sure you stick with the right crowd when you plan your day. If you want to have a successful day and come in there and kick some butt, you can't be hanging out with a bunch of losers all day. So make sure you pick your crowd for your day. Maybe you have lunch with somebody that's more successful than you. Maybe you meet with a mentor in the morning, because all these people that are interacting with you throughout your day are only going to help push you further throughout your day. So again, takeaway number 6 is either planning for your crowd for your event or planning for your crowd throughout your day to make sure that you're staying in that successful atmosphere and you're making the most out of your day or out of your event. Takeaway number 6. Takeaway number 7, visibility and making a timeline. So when you're planning an event, like when I just planned my wedding, I made a specific OCD timeline of every single 10 minutes of the wedding, exactly what I wanted to happen. With every single vendor highlighted with their name so they know exactly who I'm speaking to and exactly who has the action items. And then I printed out a copy for each and every single vendor and I went over it with them, at least 2 to 3 times. And then the day of the wedding, I gave it to them on sheets of paper and everybody had the same one, so everybody followed the same structure. So make sure after you plan this event, before the event happens, you make a specific timeline, you print it out, everybody's on the same page. Now the same exact thing for planning your day. Make a timeline of exactly how you want your day to happen. And remember, leave some cushion in there. But what you do with that timeline is show it to everybody you care about at work or everybody you care about throughout your day that's going to hold you accountable so they know exactly where you're supposed to be at what time and they don't let you fall off your schedule. So make a timeline, make it visible, and hold your people or have your people hold you accountable. Takeaway number 7. Takeaway number 8, advertise and put it everywhere. So if you're planning an event, you got everything planned out, you got your vendors, you got your timeline. Now it's time to advertise. Every social media, story mode, post it, have some tags, and reach out to everybody to share it and spread it as soon as possible and let the fire grow so everybody can hear about this event. Now, same exact thing in your day. If you're planning out your day and you got a timeline, you got people that are going to be successful, that are going to hold you accountable throughout the day, advertise your plan. For example, I wanted to be in the office at 7 a.m. today. So I emailed my team and I messaged my team and I said, I'm going to be in the office at 7 a.m. And when I want to go to the gym and I don't go, I put it out there. I tell everybody, I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow and send you a picture. When you advertise what you want to do, more pressure is on you and you're going to execute on it. Takeaway number 9, pre-sell your tickets or pre-sell your plan. So if you're planning an event, the best way to do it is pre-sell the tickets. That way you don't got to go out of pocket with anything. You make sure you're going to sell these tickets and then you start paying for the event. The easiest way to do that is hit up your network after you advertise it on social media. Make sure you get at least a 60 to 70% ratio of people that you're going to sell out with. And then if you know you can get 60 to 70%, you could definitely sell the other 30 to 40%. And you could do the event confidently. On the other end, when you're pre-selling your day, you want to reach out to your mentor or leader and tell them, hey, this is my timeline. This is what I'm going to do throughout the day. Hold me accountable to it. Help me execute on it. And make sure they're on board with your day so that way you know that you have your peers or your leader on board with what you're going to do. So either pre-sell your event or pre-sell your day. It's a key aspect of planning. Takeaway number 9. Takeaway number 10, document or film the event or document your day and use it as proof. So after you do this event, it's a great event. Make sure that you got everything recorded. You document pictures, you document videos, and then you use it to advertise the next events you're going to do. Or you could use the same structure for any event you're going to plan so you know exactly the A, B's, and C's of doing this thing. And same thing for planning out your day. If you plan out your day, week, or month, and you have a kick-ass day, week, or month, well, document that as well. Make a copy of your timeline. Make a copy of your calendar. And the next time you're down or you want to get things done, you could go back to that and you could show people on your team or coworkers, or even show yourself, this is what I did last time. I'm going to do the same exact thing again. Now you got the proof in the pudding. Whether you want to throw another party or whether you want to have another kick-ass day, document it and go back to it in the future. Takeaway number 2. YouTube family, thank you for tuning in to the top 10 takeaways of planning. I originally wanted to do this video on planning an event, but I figured why not throw in planning your day, your week, or your month, or your goals at the same time, because all of planning has the same roots to make it successful. So hopefully you took this video, you could go ahead and plan your next day, or your next date, or your next event using these takeaways, and it's going to make you a much better planner. So again, I'm doing this for you. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and share this with anybody you love. It's the Aces.
Please reach out to Acez TTT.